When I started writing the book, I wasn't thinking about, its message or who would necessarily read it. I was really thinking about the characters and the kind of personal obsessions and questions that I was having in my life. I started writing it in 2010 when I really wanted to have a child and I was dealing with infertility. And so my own experiences with doctors and with uncertainty and doubt and having all of these questions in my mind, the place that I put those questions was in a new writing project, and it became this book. The book went through a lot of drafts, and it was really challenging to find the final structure, which is kind of weaving the 5 narratives together in a kind of braid or a rope. And it was really important to me to alternate fairly quickly and frequently between and among their stories to create a kind of sense of almost a chorus or a sort of vocal tapestry that was a shared experience and identity as much as it was separate voices. But actually figuring out when to switch and where, it took a long time. The character who was in some ways most challenging to write for me was the wife, because I could see the ways in which her situation has diminished her and kind of made her more narrow and cranky and sort of envious of other people. But the very qualities I think that make her a bit difficult were so important to me to look at, because I wanted to sort of bring up the idea that a circumstance that's constricting you does not necessarily make you better. It's like in America, at least, we have a pretty dangerous, I think, sort of myth that poverty is an ennobling thing. If you're poor, you'll learn how to strive and get better. But often, if you're poor, that's going to make you it's going to have really negative effects on your life, in the same way that if you're living a story that doesn't fit for you, that's actually going to make you more difficult. And in terms of how I use language, in this book I was really trying to use a lot of different textures and a kind of like heteroglossia of like a polyphonic kind of effect. And so there is a blend of some kind of more lyrical or compressed language with a lot of different names for the vagina and like the slang terms for whether it's sex or bodily functions. That was the sort of high-low registers was important because it's also a way that we experience our bodies. I think there's something kind of rarefied and elegant, but there's also the juices and the smells and the sounds and like all of those things that they both had to be in there.